Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're putting on our lab coats and heading straight to the short grass. But I want you to forget all the casual golf tips you hear at the clubhouse.
Right.
We are doing a deep dive into the absolute, the non-negotiable science of putting.
That's it.
We're talking biomechanical data, the physics of how a ball rolls, and the visual psychology that really separates the truly elite players from everyone else.
And that's really the core mission here. We're taking tour-level diagnostics and basically extracting the blueprint for highly precise and consistent putting.
So for you, the listener, this is about getting beyond guesswork.
Exactly. Moving past gut feeling and into pure evidence-based training.
And we've got two incredible tech systems to guide this analysis. They work together, almost like a theory and an execution checker.
That's a great way to put it.
So what are they? What do they tell us?
So we're looking at data from the Quintic ball roll system and the Puddleize app.
Right.
And you have to think of them as partners. Quintic measures the reality, what's actually happening to the ball and the club right after impact.
The real-world result.
The real-world result. Things like skid, true roll, all of that. Puddleize, on the other hand, it's all about theory.
The ideal scenario.
Yes, it uses predictive modeling to calculate the perfect aim points, the perfect speed, all before you even start your stroke. It's all based on physics. And this blend, this is how we find the hidden flaws.
Okay, so let's unpack this then with data-driven diagnostics. Because if you want consistency, you have to measure precisely where that putter face is looking at impact. That's the starting point. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, effective training has to start with objective data.
You can't just guess.
You can't. You need to capture every millisecond of the impact dynamics, face angle, the ball's start direction, spin rate, and that really critical transition from a skid to a pure roll.
Right.
If you don't know those variables, you're just, I don't know, trying to fix a car engine based on the sound it's making.
And this is where the data gets really specific and, frankly, a bit shocking.
Yeah.
Because when they ran analysis on what looked like a perfect straight putt, the data showed a consistently 1.2 degree open face angle. Just 1.2 degree. I mean, that sounds so small, like something you just blame on a bad bounce.
It sounds negligible, but it is the difference between making a living and looking for another job.
Wow.
Just think about the geometry. If you have a 1.2 degree error on, say, a 10-foot putt,
Okay.
that error alone, even if you hit the speed perfectly, pushes the ball right outside the edge of the hole.
So it was never going in.
It was guaranteed to miss from the start.
Yeah.
It looks like a near miss, but it's not. That tiny margin just proves that precision is, well, it's non-negotiable.
So how do our two tools, Puddleize and Quintic, work together to actually identify that error?
Well, Puddleize starts by giving us the theoretical ideal. You plug in all the green characteristics, the stimp, the slope, the distance.
All the variables.
All of them. And it calculates the perfect shot. It gives you the aim point on the fall line, the target speed you need, and the distance point. That's where the ball would stop if you missed. That's your blueprint.
And then Quintic comes in to basically check your homework.
Exactly. It holds the execution accountable. It measures your reality.
Right.
It captures your start direction, your launch angle, and crucially, that skid distance. So we can compare the Puddleize ideal with the Quintic measurement and pinpoint that 1.2 degree error.
So we've covered the static mechanics, the face angle, but putting is motion. And we need consistency in the movement itself. So let's shift to rhythm and tempo.
Yes. A vastly underrated aspect.
I think so.
Rhythm in high-level putting is just motion without hesitation. That's the simplest definition. The mistake we see all the time, especially with amateurs, is inconsistent tempo.
What does that look like?
It's usually a long, slow, really cautious backswing.
Yeah.
Followed by a rushed, almost violent follow-through.
And the impact of that is just, it kills your distance control, right?
Yeah. It absolutely destroys it. Tempo is the engine of your speed. If your timing is off, your energy releases all over the place.
Which is why one 30-footer goes 15 feet short and the next one goes 5 feet past.
Exactly. There's no consistent source of power.
So if timing is the issue, how do you fix it without turning the whole thing into a robotic mess?
You need structure, but it has to feel natural. So we recommend a sort of a 3-beat metronome approach in practice.
Okay, a 3-beat.
Yeah. 1 is the start of the takeaway. 2 is the top of the backswing. And 3 is impact.
1,
2, 3. That cadence forces a smooth, even acceleration. It gets the big muscles working together and makes that energy release so much more predictable.
This sounds mechanical, but there's a huge psychological piece to this, which I find fascinating. It's summed up in this quote from mental coach Henrik Gensch. Athletic movement begins with intent to reach the target, not with thought.
That quote is everything. It is the key to conquering performance anxiety.
Unpack that for us. Intent versus thought.
Okay, so when you decide, I intend to roll this ball to that spot, your body instantly presets the muscular tension, the timing, everything. We call it preparation energy.
And it doesn't last long.
It's fleeting. It lasts maybe 3 to 5 seconds, which is just enough time to take your last look and execute the stroke.
Before your brain gets in the way.
Before your cognitive mind introduces doubt, hesitation, micromanagement.
Yeah. So if you're standing over the ball for 8-10 seconds,
Yeah.
you've missed the window.
You've missed it. You've replaced athletic action with conscious analysis, and the rhythm is gone.
Now let's move to another area where the mind and body can mislead us, and that's visual perception. Because you can be standing over the ball, feeling perfectly aligned, and your eyes might be feeding your brain a complete lie.
It's so true. We've seen, countless hours of video analysis where players are certain they're aligned correctly.
We've used the line on the ball and everything.
Everything. But the quintic data, the video, it confirms the putter is aimed slightly right or sometimes left of where they think it is.
Why does that happen? I mean, if I see the line, shouldn't I be able to trust what I see?
You'd think so, but we get these subtle distortions from a few setup flaws. The most common one is having your eyes positioned too far inside the target line.
Okay, so not directly over it.
Right. And that creates a visual angle that makes a crooked line look straight. The other factor is chin posture. A chin that's held too high subtly alters the whole visual plane.
That's a huge insight for you, the listener. It might not be bad aim. It could be a setup flaw that's deceiving you. So what are the fixes?
The first step is you need objective feedback. You have to confirm your eye over ball position with a putting mirror.
Can't just trust your gut.
You can't. You need the mirror to tell you where your eyes actually are. We also recommend a slightly chin-down posture to really stabilize that visual angle.
And the source material mentions something I found surprising about the putter itself. The alignment aids on it.
Yes. For some players who really struggle with this, choosing a putter with no alignment aids at all can actually help.
That sounds completely counterintuitive.
It does. But for some people, all those dots and lines just create visual clutter and confusion. Taking them away can improve their inherent alignment.
Okay, let's anchor this back to the underlying science. The whole reason these systems, quintic and puddle eyes, are so reliable is because they are grounded in, well, simple physics.
Absolutely. The model puddle eyes uses is just based on the motion equations of a rolling ball on an inclined plane. It's high school physics, really.
But applied with extreme precision.
Extreme precision, yeah. Accounting for friction, slope, everything.
So what are the key inputs for the Puddle Eyes app, and what are the outputs we're looking for?
The inputs are pretty straightforward. Stem speed of the green, the exact slope percentage, putt length, and your target speed. How far past the hole you want the ball to go.
Okay.
And the outputs are that ideal line, the distance point, and the total putt length you need to hit that speed.
And then quintic brings it all back to reality, to your execution. What are the key metrics it measures that tell us if we struck the ball correctly?
We really obsess over the post-impact data. The key metrics are things like launch angle, how high the ball jumps off the face.
There's an ideal range for that.
Oh, yeah. It's very specific.
Yeah.
Between 0.75 degrees and 2.5 degrees. That range minimizes bounce and gets the ball rolling purely as fast as possible.
What else?
We also monitor skid distance shorter is always better, ideally under 10% of the total putt, and then the forward spin characteristics.
So let's connect the dots. If Puddle Eyes says the ideal launch angle for a putt is 1.5 degrees, but quintic shows you're consistently launching it at 3.0, what does that tell you?
It gives you a crystal clear diagnosis.
No more guessing.
No more guessing. It means you either have too much effective loft on your putter or your hands are trailing behind, creating an upward strike. And that bridge between theory and measurement, that is the gold standard for modern improvement.
Right. This isn't just about technical tweaks. This is about training the whole system, body, mind, eyes. Let's talk about a holistic approach.
Yes. Sustainable improvement means training feel, alignment, mechanics, and mindset. Just repeating the same stroke over and over doesn't cut it.
So we need structure. And the source mentions 3 foundational drills for a daily routine. Let's start with the core putt drill.
Okay, the intention here is unconscious calibration. You put 3 balls on a flat part of the green, make 3 identical strokes, and right after the third ball leaves the putter, you turn your head away sharply.
Turn your head away. Why?
2 reasons. First, it forces you to feel the speed without seeing the result. which builds innate touch. And second, that neck movement actually stretches the ligaments in your neck and upper back.
So it's physical and mental calibration.
Exactly. All in one quick drill.
Okay, the second drill is the instinct test drill. This sounds purely psychological.
It is. And it's crucial for anyone who always leaves long putts short. You set up 2 targets, maybe 15 or 20 meters apart, and just putt from one to the other.
And what happens?
Almost everyone falls short of the far target because the human brain has this deeply ingrained protective instinct against overcommitment. We're afraid of hitting it way too far.
So we subconsciously hold back.
We decelerate.
Okay.
And you have to train past that instinct.
Which leads us right to the third drill, the overshoot drill. You're intentionally trying to violate that protective instinct.
Precisely. You deliberately take the putter back farther than you think you should. You force the ball to roll past the hole. The goal is just to break that mental constraint of holding back.
You have to feel what too much is like.
You have to. Only by crossing that line can you properly calibrate what true speed control feels like.
And speed calibration is so critical because of the physics of forgiveness. There's an optimal speed for the ball to arrive at the hole, right?
There is, and the data quantifies it perfectly. The ideal arrival speed is about 3 rotations per second.
And at that scale,
At that specific speed, the hole effectively appears 3.5 inches wide to the ball. It maximizes your forgiveness.
so it literally makes the hole bigger.
It does. If the ball comes in too fast, it just skips over the edge. But at that optimal speed, the lip of the hole gently catches it and funnels it in. Optimal speed buys you forgiveness.
Let's pivot to the mental game, because all of this great technique can just fall apart under pressure. The problem is what they call cognitive interference.
It's the ultimate rhythm killer. Under pressure, your conscious mind tries to override your autonomic nervous system.
It tries to micromanage the stroke.
Yes, the very stroke that should be automatic.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to delays, it breaks your rhythm, and the fear of missing replaces the intention to make it.
So what are the psychological countermeasures we can use on the course in the moment?
First, you have to reframe the objective. The goal isn't to make every single putt, it's to play golf and score. A 20-footer is a scenario, not a pass-fail test of your character.
That's a great reframe. What else?
Second, enforce absolute pre-stroke commitment. Set your distance, set your rhythm, commit, and just go. Don't linger over the ball. Use that preparation energy window.
And for long putts, it's about strategy, not trying to be a hero.
Exactly. Your strategic goal for a long putt should always be a 2-putt. That removes the emotional pressure of needing to hole everything and lets you focus purely on speed control.
Which brings us to our second quote from Henrik Jensch. A 20-foot putt isn't artistry, it's golf. The goal is 2 putts, not to impress, just to score.
That's the mindset. And to build that confidence, you need targeted, varied practice. Using things like a putting drills manual gives you specific drills for specific problems, a gait drill for path, an eyes closed drill for feel.
So you're not just repeating the same mistakes.
Right, you're constantly challenging different aspects of your skill set.
So if we synthesize this whole deep dive for you, the listener, what are the key takeaways? For me, it's that precision starts with data. That 1.2-degree error is a killer.
That tempo is the engine of your distance control. You need that 3-beat rhythm.
Also, that your eyes can lie to you. You need a mirror for objective feedback.
And most critically, understanding the physics of speed. Hitting that optimal 3 rotations per second gives you maximum forgiveness. It literally widens the hole. Applying all of this means building a holistic routine.
Which brings us back to our final thought for you to chew on this week. We talked about the instinct test and the overshoot drill.
Right, both designed to bypass your natural instinct to hold back.
So what's the concept to leave everyone with?
The profound psychological concept is this. To achieve true, confident precision, you must intentionally train your body to overcommit in practice.
You have to overshoot.
You have to cross that line of too much energy. We have to learn what that feels like so that when it really matters, the just right effort feels completely comfortable, completely certain. You have to challenge your protective instinct to gain perfect control.